All right, I just got off work and I'm off tomorrow. So I decided I was going to just check up on the news. And I hadn't been looking at the news lately because I've been working a lot. But as soon as I logged on, I saw that RFK is backing Donald Trump. And I think he's been backing Trump since August. I'm not for sure, but I would like to share this with you guys because I know I'm pretty sure this video is going to be shadow banned. Listen to what he said. This is amazing.
Thank you very much. I started my presidential campaign 19 months ago, and the Democrats fought. They canceled the primary so I couldn't run, and they canceled the debates, and then I switched to independence, and I was taking more votes away from Donald Trump than the Democrats. But Donald Trump never sued me, and he never said anything nasty about me. He was always very civil. And the Democrats sued me, and they sued me to keep me off the ballot. They spent $10 million. They filed suits in 10 states. And then when I endorsed President Trump in August, they sued me to keep me on the ballot. And they lost most of those suits. Yes, 2 days ago, they won 2 of them in Wisconsin and in Michigan. And why did they do that? They did that because they want to confuse the voters. They want to interfere with the election because they're keeping somebody on the ballot who's not running. So when you go to the voting booth on Tuesday, you're going to see my name on the ballot. I do not want your vote. I want you to vote for Donald Trump. Because I do. The only way I'm going to go to Washington is if we get Donald Trump elected. And that's the only way we're going to fix this catastrophe that is impacting our children, this chronic disease epidemic. When I was a 10-year-old boy, my uncle was president of the United States, and 6% of Americans had chronic disease. Today, 60% do. When my uncle was president, we spent 0 on chronic disease in this country. There wasn't even medications for any chronic diseases. Today, we spend $4.3 trillion every year. It's 5 times our military budget. It is bankrupting our country. It is hurting our national security. 77% of American children cannot qualify for military service because of a chronic disease diagnosis. When my uncle was president, 3% of Americans were obese. Today, 50% of our children are obese. And this isn't true in other countries. In other countries, it's the same as it was then. In Japan, 3% of the people are obese. It's impacting our country because we're mass poisoning ourselves, and we're poisoning our children. There's 1,000 ingredients in our food that are illegal in Europe. And the problem is not those ingredients. The problem is the corruption in Washington, D.C., the capture of our agencies. And the only president who's going to clean that up is Donald J. Trump. We have the sickest children in the world. When I was a kid, the autism rates, and today in my generation, 70-year-old men, 1 in 10,000 of us has autism. In my children's generation, it's 1 in every 34 children, 1 in every 24 in California. When I was a kid, juvenile diabetes was unknown. The typical pediatrician would see 1 case of diabetes in his entire career, a 40 or 50-year career. Today, 1 out of every 3 children who walks through his office door is diabetic or pre-diabetic.